Hello, entrepreneurs. When someone asks you, what do? Do you hesitate or do you stumble? Or are you just confidently prepared to share your message in a way that grabs attention and sparks real connections? So in this video today, I'm going to share with you my proven formula to craft what I call a jaw-dropping introduction, one that makes people genuinely excited to learn more about you and your business. I'm Gale Bates and welcome to my channel. And if you're new here, I post videos every week on how to handle work-life balance with practical tips on making accountability and productivity fun and simple for entrepreneurs like you who work from home. So I'd love you to hit that subscribe button and the bell to get notified if you're an entrepreneur seeking practical advice from others navigating their business and life in this entrepreneurial world that we live in. You know, back when networking was strictly an offline experience, I don't know if you remember that, but I remember I teamed up with a friend of mine. Her name was Linda, and she was a real estate agent, and I was a fashion stylist, and we would go out networking together. We drive there together to the event and chat about who our ideal clients were, and we were practicing our introductions with each other. But once we arrived, we'd actually split up and we'd go on separate ways because we wanted and were determined to make those meaningful connections that we were looking for. But afterwards, when we were driving home, we would regroup to just kind of dissect the event, what worked, who we met, what we could have said differently, and mostly who we plan to follow up with. So when I look back at those moments, they weren't just about networking. They were really about sharpening our skills and just breaking through the barriers that held us back from attracting those ideal clients. And that's why I think being confident in sharing your message is so important. So let's get into it. There are 3 essential ingredients to make your message what I call unforgettable. First, it is about your confidence in delivering your message. Second, you want to be aware of what I call connecting signals, and I'll talk about that later in this video. And number 3, I'm going to share with you how to build your confidence using my 7-step routine. So I want you to remember this: what you say, how you say it, and how engaging you are determines whether someone truly listens to you or just tunes out. But when you master this formula, you'll no longer be nervous about introducing yourself. Instead, you're going to be focusing on creating those meaningful connections, which is what we all want as entrepreneurs when we're growing our business. So let's talk a little bit about delivering your message with confidence. The key is to start with them, not you. Because here's the number one mistake I see people make. They jump right into talking about themselves. Instead, before you introduce yourself, I want you to take a deep breath and shift the focus onto the other person, the person you're meeting, and ask them some questions like, what brought you to the event today? Or what's been your biggest challenge lately? Now, why does this work? Because when you show genuine interest in them, they naturally become interested in you. And this is a trick I learned when I was networking a lot in growing my business. So you want to keep the conversation going about them by asking those questions. And I actually call them layering questions. And that could be something like, well, that's really interesting. Tell me more. Or what's your favorite part about that, what you do? So when you are the person asking questions, you actually become the most interesting person in the room simply because you are interested in them. And once you've captured their attention by being interested in them, that's when you pay attention to those connecting signals that I talked about. And it's basically listening for clues. You want to be looking for a shared struggle or maybe a common goal, a commonality that you both have. Like you might love historical novels. Any little thing that commonality brings you together. And you might even find a reason that they need your service. But when you recognize these signals, that's when you can tailor your message to resonate with them. So if I met someone and they complimented me on my outfit, it was a definite lead into a conversation about fashion. Did you know people form first impressions within 3 seconds? Research shows that first impressions are based on what they call the 3 V's. First is visual. 55% is visual, how you present yourself. Second is vocal. 38% is your tone, your energy, and your confidence. And only 7% is verbal, the actual words you say. What does that mean? That means that your body language, your eye contact, and your tone of voice, they're far more important than memorizing perfect script. So your goal when meeting people for the first time is to be present, be confident, and engage with energy and authenticity and ask those questions about them. So let's review these steps. When meeting someone for the first time, you want to put your focus on them and ask questions. Look for a commonality or a reason they might need your service. And just keep building that rapport and engagement. But most of all, you want to be authentic. Just be you and truly be interested in others. You know, a great introduction isn't just about what you say, it's about how you deliver it and how well you connect with others. So now that you know how to make that powerful first impression, we'll take it a step further in my next video. That's when I'll be sharing with you my 7-step routine for meeting people with confidence. This is so you can build those lasting relationships, and that's when you grow your business, right? So I want you to make sure you subscribe and hit this notification bell so you don't miss this next formula that I'm going to share with you. And drop a comment below today. What's your biggest challenge when you're introducing yourself? I'd love to help and know about that. Let's start a conversation, and I'll see you in the next video.